I'll never be there without makeup on.
Good
I got mascara in my
evening.
pocket if I'm ready to the market, cause you
Good
never know
evening. It's too late for
who's
this. Oh my god.
watching.
Oh gosh.
Good
So I got to
evening,
stay
everyone.
on. Oh, so I got to stay on. Hey,
Good
stay on.
evening. Good
Okay, I told
evening.
you I was gonna sing. I can't help
Oh
it. I'm
Lord, she's a
nervous.
singer. Well, all y'all are. Y'all
I'm a
are.
Uh,
singer. It's
Well, good
true.
evening,
I'm a singer.
everyone. Welcome to All About Moments, our first
Live.
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 Okay, okay,
I'm trying to
okay.
share it.
uh,
Trying to share it with somebody.
oh gosh. I'm
Oh
gonna.
my gosh.
So
Hello,
today,
ladies. Happy Sunday.
happy Sunday.
How y'all doing?
Tomorrow's Monday. But you know what? We're gonna have a good time tonight. We got a
Yes.
good topic to discuss. We're
Yes.
gonna have a blast, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So Aisha, tell me,
Yes.
what are we going to be discussing today?
I think tonight we're going to talk about struggle love. We're gonna
Hmm.
talk about struggle love. We're gonna do something trendy. Mary love all the trends. She wanna talk about trend. So we're gonna talk about struggle love and what is one of the popular things that's happening right now in struggle love is a pastor and his wife. They are doing a podcast, a popular podcast. I know like a lot of people are doing this, but this is something that can help people understand what struggle love could be. How this lady had met her husband when she was younger, and she basically just like put so much like to build a man, basically. And she's seen him from his lowest to now he's a mega church pastor, and she is kind of priding herself on like she did the work. She was in there, she struggled. So I think let's just catch a couple of just a clip of what I have, just so I can, share with you all. And then we can talk about it and then, go from there. Okay, ladies?
Okay, before we do,
All
just
right.
wanted to give
Oh
us
yes,
a
go
really
ahead,
quick
Abby.
disclaimer. The views expressed in this podcast are our personal opinions and for entertainment purposes only. We are not offering any professional advice to help anybody, and listeners should always do their own research as needed. By watching or listening to our video, you agree that you are responsible for your own choices. We are responsible for our own choices. Again, this is just our opinion. So let's get started. We just had to put, and remember, it's all allegedly
All
in our
allegedly,
opinion
in our opinion.
for our stuff that we will be saying.
Yeah, for all about moments, just for what we talk
Yes.
about. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Abby. We needed that announcement. Amen. All right. Okay. Please, let us direct ourselves
Let
to
us
the
pray.
shared screen. Not let us pray. Okay, go ahead.
Made. Yeah. So he would call me out my name. It wouldn't bother me because
I'm gonna go back a
bother me.
little bit.
I realize that God
Okay.
loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. So he would call me out my name. It wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you. Right. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this. But once I knew who I was, I realized, oh, the enemy's after him. So I began to pray for him, not for my husband before, but as a soul. I didn't want him to be lost.
Got it.
Okay, sorry guys. I couldn't help it. I still like wanted to go into I still had to see. I still I know I was supposed to stop it at a certain point, but I still had to like hear everything she had to say because
Lord.
you know, some women hear that and it's a little different, but hey, it is what it is. But okay, Abby, Mary, tell me your thoughts. I'm not gonna go into my thoughts just yet. Struggle love. Tonight we're talking about struggle love. We're talking about that you meet them and you have to go through the get it out the mud. You
Lord,
know,
I
it's
just
just red flags after red flags, but you like that's okay, that's fine, it's okay.
yeah, it's just what some people will do just to keep love, and I think it
Yeah,
has a lot to do with like society telling women that you know they're less valued if they're not married and have children, right? And so,
yeah.
it definitely someone need to work on her self worth because
Hmm.
ain't no way. And where's her girlfriends? Where's her family? Who? Someone needs to slap her and tell her, "Girl, get out of it."
I
It's
mean,
common.
but throughout the video, if you listen, I was able to listen to the whole video, and you said girlfriend. That's interesting you say that, but she relied on the mothers of the church to give her advice.
Mm-hmm.
She relied on someone who also had that same trauma, you know what I mean? Who may have been dealing with the same thing, who, you know what I'm saying? The mothers of the church. That was her cancel. Her counsel was mothers of the church. So if her counsel was saying keep praying for him, keep sticking in there, keep God's gonna get him. God is gonna bring him in, and she believed that.
Boom.
She
That's
believed that.
what, but she needs to get new counsel. She needs to go to a different church, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look who. It's really about who you surround yourself with. Like, obviously, trauma is leading trauma, right? These hurt
Mm,
women are, that's all they know, and they're supposed to stay in this marriage, and they were told like this is what you're supposed to do, right?
yeah.
I don't know what she told God told her to do this. I don't know where she got that from, but it's clear in the Bible that one of the reasons we can divorce is adultery, right? And so why does she feel like she has to, be put through the fire and be dragged and let this man abuse her verbally and then cheat on her and expose her to communicable diseases, right? Like she has to go through all that. This is what a marriage is.
Hmm. And she was a mother. She had to, you know, during that time, and I'm grateful that everything they're on the other side of that, which is a blessing. Currently now she was also explaining like she's on the other side of it. She's feeling they have a mega church, they're blessed, da, 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 da. But in the thick of that, she also had to be a woman as well and be there for her daughters. So, I'm pretty sure they're thriving and doing certain things, but there was a lot to unpack, during that moment for sure.
All right, so let's be honest here. Okay, I think we're just
Uh
giving some
oh.
sugarcoat moments.
Uh oh.
What?
Okay. Come on, Abby.
No, because watching that video, we didn't really watch everything I really wanted us to watch, but I think the person is in Delulu land. Period. She is a little bit
She
delusional.
must be
And because the
delusional.
okay, by the way, the reason no, I really think that she's really a little bit in delusional a little bit, or she may like you said, not having self-worth. I'm sorry, you're telling me for 5 years. 5 years. Or maybe it's not even self-worth. Maybe it's just she just like, you know what? I don't know anything else. I have nothing else going for me. It is what it is, you know? Because I can't believe you do that for 5 years. And then on top of it, you're letting him go sleep with other people. What about all the diseases out there? Do you want like did she think about that?
God was going to
Catch
protect her.
catch a disease. I'm a Christian. Like
Mary.
I God protects me,
Really.
but God
That's what
you gotta do
I'm
your
pretty
own
sure
thing
that's what she
too.
probably believed.
You can't tell me and then on top of it,
God
you
chose her.
iron
He chose this for her, right?
iron
He
his
graced
clothes,
her. He
He,
graced her.
he gifted
iron.
her with this resilience, this ability to iron your man clothes so he can go cheat with another woman. That is talent and skills.
That is
Delu-
delusion. Because my thing is though, it worked for her, but a lot of people it doesn't work for. It doesn't work for a lot of
Right.
people.
And that's why she's saying God graced it for her. I mean,
My
we
thing is, I'm
talk about
sorry, we need to
struggle
stop
love. We
putting
don't want any of our young girls to go through that. Like,
we
that is a red flag, young lady. If there's a young lady listening to this, what you heard that Pastor Kelly still say, what she went through when she was 16, 17, or whatever, that is a red flag. If he's telling you, you my number one, you my first, you my what did he say? I got other players on the bench, but you my number one, huh? He didn't say it on this video, but if you go back and listen to the whole thing, he basically was like, I'm gonna go play around and do what I want to do, but I'll be right back. But he also kind of like, um he kind of if you listen to the go back and look at the video, oh, well, but if you go back and look at the video, he'll say like he had internal things going on, that his dad and they was players, and that gave him a pass to be a player, and then that kind of reacted to certain things. That's why he treated Kelly the way he did. And then he'll be like, I love you, you my girl, clearly it's something between us, but I'm gonna go and be with
So
somebody else.
instead of learning from the things that his dad and all the other men in his life did, he just recreated that,
Yes,
and that's his
yes,
excuse. So what
right.
did? Because we didn't hear from him. I would have loved to hear from him as his wife sitting there looking sad, talking about all the things he did. That he should have. I should have never put you through that. You should have never even done that. I feel embarrassed and ashamed for us to be plastered and going around on the podcast, and you sitting here talking about you iron my clothes. You go see a mistress.
But she needed to say that so that young girls can't hear that. That's what I was saying. She needed to hear, because that's what, if a young lady's do not do what Pastor Kelly did.
Was she saying that is like don't do this, or this is like this is what the
Yes,
difference
that's why,
is?
that's how I look at it.
That's like
As I
what
know everybody is looking at, oh, she's crazy. But after looking at the video, first they were younger, and then also understanding they're sharing a testimony, how they came from something. And yes, she stayed, but that is not what you want to do. You know what
well,
I'm
no.
saying?
There's a difference in sharing as like I was really dumb and stupid and to keep a man, and this is what I did. Now we made it out of it, but my self worth was so low that this is what I
And
did.
he
That's a
even said
difference.
that to
So I
her.
don't,
But
yeah.
he
So
said
I
that
don't
to
think
her
she
too.
recognized that. She's saying this like, oh no, God graced me with these like
Oh
with this
yeah.
to be able to
Yeah,
handle
I
this. So
see.
she's
I
not
see.
seeing this as like,
She's so spiritual.
yeah.
Abby, what you thinking?
Okay, so now that you're saying in a different perspective, you're saying that she's saying, "Don't do this, what I did,"
I mean, I don't know if that's what she's saying. I hope that is where
or
she's
she's
coming
saying,
from.
or she's
Yeah.
saying, "Do what I did and pray."
I don't know if she was saying do what I did. I think she was saying this is what I went through. This is what I
That's what she
did.
wants. Okay, so she's just saying,
She
"This is
said
my
she said
struggle."
this is what God brings me to do. She didn't say like
Hmm.
this is what all women should do to keep their
Okay, so
man.
she was just saying this is what she did. She allowed her husband, she folded his clothes to go cheat on her. She allowed
Yeah.
him to criticize her, put her down, verbally a her, because can't say that word on live. She allowed a lot of this stuff,
Hmm.
and she's just saying that God gave her strength. Well, then in that case, a lot of women go through a lot, and God gives them strength. I don't know if it's called struggle love at this point now. Think about it. I still think they're just trying to survive. Maybe survival, like maybe they don't know what else to do, and I don't know. I just still don't. I can't still get over the fact that somebody ironed and prepared his things to go cheat on her. And there are diseases out here. That's the one I just still can't wrap my head
That's
around.
wild. Yeah, that one is wild. Like she actually did that. But I mean, I'm not gonna oh God. We on live, y'all. So I'm gonna be
Yes.
transparent. I've done some things before I met my wonderful husband, and I'm just gonna say it has not been a struggle. But I've done some things in a past relationship that it's kind of wow. You know what I mean? Like you did that. Like I did. I did do that. Thinking that this person was gonna, stick it out. I mean, I'm not gonna go into many details, but I I've been in some stinky places to be like, oh, I just gotta make sure that they're, good. And I don't know if they cheated, but I'm just not talking about what they did, but what I've done to keep
Why do
someone.
you? Well, okay. Well, let's talk about like what made you feel
Yeah,
that this is what you needed to do
right. Because
to
you
like
feel
either
like
keep
I
him or
need
stay in
to
this
do this
relationship.
to keep somebody, right? You do certain things, or, love. When I say love is blind, or love has no limits, or you know what I'm saying? People do some silly things for love. People go to jail over someone they love, just silly ideas or just whatever. But yeah, I can admit that I've done some silly things for, thinking this person will stick it through with me, or oh, I did this for them and they'll kind of change their heart about me or something like that. I have been there. I thank God I've been delivered and my insecurities are different. And I would probably never do that again. And I would really be upset if my daughter did it. Um, and it actually gave my mother a chance to talk to me after
Mm.
I did it. But still, it's like, yeah. Mm. Anywho, yeah, so
Mm. What made you
struggle
decide to
love.
like that it was time to leave that love though? Leave that
I
struggle love.
mean, when I started feeling like I wasn't worth it, you know what I mean? When you feel like mm, there's no worth, you know what I mean? I'm not getting out what I'm putting in, basically. And I'm only gonna be hurt,
Mm-hmm.
in the long run. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
you just that's just how it is.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I mean, who hasn't? I won't say everybody has, but we've all done some things that, in hindsight, now we probably want to take back just for love, right?
Hmm.
And so it's not in any way like picking on her. It's more of like I feel sorry for her.
Yes.
Like I feel sorry for her. Like if she was my friend, I want to talk to her and be like, "Girl, really?
You
You
didn't
put
have to
people.
do that.
You really didn't have to do all that.
Yeah.
Like no relationship. Someone who says they love you should put you through all that." And the things that he said, it wasn't even just him going to see the Mitchell, who was like the ice on the top, but just even when she was talking about the verbal abuse, he's like, "I don't like you," or whatever. All these things. I'm like, "Ooh, that hurts to the
Wow.
core, right?"
Yeah, I was telling her like she ain't had no value. She ain't have no whatever,
That is verbal abuse. That's
Right.
domestic
And
violence.
that's a verbal abuse. And that is also that's a red flag. Someone talking negative to you,
That's domestic
in that
violence.
sort of way. That is definitely get out of that. Get out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. And so I wonder, like, as she was talking about, like, these other ladies at the church that were telling her to stay in this
The
relationship,
mothers.
the other
Yeah, the
mothers,
mothers of the church. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's likely they all experienced that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And just encouraging. I know from me, I would say I know from me, and from my background, not in my present um culture now or time now, but I could see in the past, how mothers would tell women, stick it out, pray for your husband, a sanctified wife, a sanctified a husband, and you got to stick in there, and you got to live the life so that he can, draw him into the church, and he just as mean as the devil at home, but you coming in and you praying and you going before God, and you going to every revival, you bringing all your prayer oil, you paying your tithes, and your husband is just as mean as I don't know what at the house. So I've seen a situation, I can see that being a thing where the church is encouraging you to stick it out. You know what I mean? Instead of them saying, leave and never return, or
Yeah,
something like that. Because marriage is a strong thing in in the black community, in this church community. So,
yeah,
we definitely don't want us to like in marriages. We want black marriages. We want people to see, um, healthy black strong marriages. But we also don't want to see trauma either. We don't want to see black women all broke down and disgusted as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that that is true, and I wonder, like, as the ladies were having this conversation with her about sticking into your marriage and praying and all this thing, were
Mhm.
the men having this conversation with him about treating your wife with respect and not cheating on her?
Again, you guys, I still have not gotten over the fact how somebody can iron
Abby.
her husband's clothes to
She
go
was
cheat on
graceful, and
her.
she said that.
You
She
guys
said
need
I
to
was great.
let's
I would she
stop.
would not recommend that for anybody else. She God graced her for that.
But the
Did
thing
God
is,
grace
what
her for
now?
that?
Mike,
She said it
did God grace him? My thing is, was he a pastor already when he started doing that?
no, no, no.
Okay, okay, that's okay.
Whether pastor or not, God ain't grace no woman to sit
Yeah,
here
somebody great,
and iron your husband's clothes so
but
that you
only
could go have sex with the mistress.
only God knows then what other if she said that other women in the church told her to stay, only God knows what struggles they went through.
But I'm always hearing about, like, this is what women need to do. This is what women need
Yeah,
to do to be a good wife and to be a good
yeah.
partner. Are men getting together and having this discussion? Like, did they
Well,
surround him and be like, "Don't treat your wife like shit.
I
Don't cheat on your wife. The things that you say is hurtful to your wife. Why would you tell her that she has no value? If you don't want her, then you should leave her."
well, whether you like it or not, women are the ones that build a home. That's what they always say. Women's are the ones that build a home. So we're the ones that really have to take care of our home. We're the ones that may have to do some unnecessary or unneeded things to keep the home together. So I don't know if the men have those. Of course, I think the men definitely have conversations, but I know just based on my experience and just based on what I've seen, and even based on what I was told when I was getting married, every woman who came up to me, whether they knew me for a long time or they didn't, they said women are the ones who keep the home. Women are the ones. It was crazy. They all said it, young and old.
Yes.
So
So
maybe
yeah,
God
you
bless.
could keep a home,
I
but, like, to
remember
have a home,
yes,
don't
yes.
everybody, like, to think about what is a home? We're not just talking about the four walls that are within the home and the windows, but what makes a home?
Right. Your marriage, you're the one that has to be the one to keep your home, keep your marriage, keep it a list going spicy. I don't know. That's what they told me. I don't know.
That is
But
correct. I've heard that as well, that women hold the fragrance in the household. Women hold the temperature of, the household. Men are the head, but women are the neck, and she can turn the head any way she wants to. I have definitely been, even at my bridal shower from my church. The women at my church, the community of women gathered around me, literally sat me on the floor. I was on the floor. Well, that was by choice, but I sat on the floor and listened to the queen leader share advice to me, basically saying, if your husband, if the lights get cut off, you get yourself a candle and you light it, and y'all gather and pray and tell the Lord thank you and amen. And
Didn't she turn
and
the
I'm
lights
not gonna
off?
lie. Yeah, but what is it?
that's the
Okay, I
temperature thing
feel
she's talking about because
that
at
is
the
Well,
right.
time,
no, but wouldn't it
Because
be? But
yes,
let me ask you a
because
question. Wouldn't it have
Mary,
made more
I'm about
sense,
to
instead of the lights getting turned off, we having a conversation that, hey, we're struggling. This is how we need to
okay,
work
yeah,
together and
yeah,
collaborate so
okay,
the
but
lights don't get
Mary,
cut off. Not, let's come together now when we are in this hardship, and
yeah, I'm
begin
pretty
and sit
sure.
around
Yeah,
together
and
and
that
let's
that
pray
can
about
shine a
life
light
things.
for him, and then we can talk about it. But who am I? Like, oh Lord, who am I to be like
are you saying no?
you cut?
Sorry.
Because I feel like I'm about to go in, but you
Go in. Just don't say anything.
because
Go in. You got
this
this.
is also personal as well. So it's like, you know, I am in a marriage now. I'm not single, a single person, and we are working together as a team. And yes, communication is helpful, So if
To
you're
be helpful,
telling
it's
me
the most
certain
important
things,
part of a marriage,
yes, and
which
then
is why
tell me and we
marriages
can support.
still last.
So when if a ball drops, I'm gonna notice it because
Of
we
course,
on
you
the
notice it
same
because the
team.
lights off.
Right,
I think we all
right. So
notice it,
who so
and
who am
anybody that
I?
comes over
So who
notices it.
am I
Yeah.
So as a team player, who am I to be like, oh man, you dropped the ball, you did it.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
not about
going
all that. It's about like, let's sit down and have this
right.
conversation. Because why
So
didn't
what
you
do I do
communicate?
as a wife, as a Christian
Yeah,
wife?
hold him accountable.
I get a
And
candle.
you,
I get
I'm
my
about on the
candle,
candle. I'm gonna sit down and be
and
like, why didn't you let me know that lights will get turned off and you would have a trouble with this, right?
that is
So
after I
this,
get my
you need to
candle. That is
communicate. So
after
you
I
need to
get my
communicate. This don't need
candle.
to happen anymore. What's the
That
issue?
is
Let's
after
talk
I
about where.
get my
Let's talk about
candle.
budgeting and the struggles. How can we get this
Yes,
light
and you
turned back
can
on?
have
We
that
can get the candle
conversation.
later on, but I'm not sitting around on candle Humaya when the lights turn off.
I'm not talking
Wait,
in the
I have a
dark. That's
question.
number
Why
one.
can't the husband? Why can't the husband get the candle?
Shut up, Abby. You say my woman. Well, why can't the husband get the candle?
You
That's
gotta
the
go get the
thing. Like
candle. He didn't even let me turn off. So now
he
I
needs
gotta
to
go
get the
get the
candle.
candle. I gotta go set the light up. Hell
Now
no.
I
You
gotta go
turn
get
the
the
light
candle.
off. I didn't
I'm
figure out
just
how to
using that as an
Kumbaya.
example
Go figure
because
out how the lights
y'all
got
are
turned
now
off.
helping.
Why
Now,
was the light turned off?
oh, now you can get the candle and say to him, what is it that can we do? What can we do? What
Sorry,
is
I
it that we
clicked the
need to
button.
do?
I was having too much fun. It was too funny.
You
You
so
had no
silly.
answer for my question. Like I don't understand. Like you're
And
saying,
like at the
like,
top of the candle.
but I
Both of
understand.
y'all get a candle.
No, but
Oh
I
God.
understand what she's talking about. But then think about it, though, Mary. Would you say, okay, we have to have this conversation about why the lights off in the dark? Maybe that is
I
safer
don't need to be
because
in the
my
dark. I'm gonna walk out the door trying to turn the lights back on. I'm like, lights off. I'm the one calling the people, being like, "Excuse me, why is our lights turned off?" And they said so and so didn't pay the bill. And I'm like, I don't trust somebody to pay no bills anyway, but I'm still gonna figure out if I'm supposed to be trusted. Why my bills turn off? What you mean? I'm gonna go down there and pay the
oh
bill.
my
Then we gonna have
gosh.
a serious conversation when I get back. Because I shouldn't be having to do that. I got children. You need to be responsible. We ain't about to sit here kumbaya. This ain't everybody getting a gold medal just for participating.
No, but I think the reason why for I'm so glad we're all married. It's so nice to see the different perspectives of this thing called
Well,
marriage.
I'm just separated. I'm
Oh,
divorced.
but okay, well we've all gone to walked down the aisle and said I do. But but when she's talking about temperature, I think Aisha's frozen. uh
Right, sure.
Sorry, my husband just came home.
oh, okay. Make sure, don't forget now. Make sure you go get that candle for your husband that just walked in the house.
I like on. I like on.
You can see that it's hilarious. She good. She pays the
But
bills.
okay, so you have to remember something in the Bible, Proverbs 14:1. It says,
Okay,
"Wise
that's my
women build
scripture.
their homes, and foolish ones tear it down." So, what about that candle situation? If
Preach.
we're gonna go back to that candle situation, it's really about okay, the person is saying right to you right away. Hey, you have to. I don't know. As women, we just have to just do. Let's just sum it up. We just have to be more submissive to our
Yeah.
husbands. Period. Let's
Wait,
not
you're being
put tension.
hold on. Let's hold on.
And we
You
just
don't
have
submit to just anybody, and
no,
your
no.
husband
I
is
No.
didn't. I
no.
didn't say
Listen,
anybody.
no. Husband or not, but you're submitting to someone who has shown you that they're not responsible enough. I think you need to be careful who you submit to because they're going to lead you down a path that's not going to be great.
I
So
agree
you
That
with
need
them.
man
to
left
right,
her down a
right.
really hard
Right.
path.
So we
And
so
she was determined not to give
people
up. And
generally
that's why
right.
she said, you gonna be my husband.
So
You gonna
you
make this
generally
work.
telling people just to
Yes.
lead, just to like submit
Mhm.
to. So no, you submit to someone who has shown you that they
That's
can
right.
lead, right?
Yeah.
And if he obviously is having trouble leading because he couldn't pay the bills and he could communicate that to you that he wasn't
Yeah.
gonna be able to pay the bill. So I'm gonna have to be like, okay, we're gonna have to put this submissive on the hold because I'm gonna then have to get out of my like
Comfort zone. Well,
comfort zone. Well,
yeah.
not really comfort zone, but whatever, and take
Whatever it is.
care of whatever needs to get taken care of. Because now I'm gonna have to leave because you couldn't do this. So you don't get to just have me submit just because you like the man.
But don't you
Right.
think though,
The
through the
man.
submission though, that's how she won back her husband? Like I
She
guess
won back her husband
honoring
that was cheating on her. Is that something to be proud of? Like,
again.
whoop de doo. Like, I don't think she won anything. I'm sorry.
I don't. No, okay, maybe she really loves her husband though, and I, I don't know. Me personally, I still cannot get over the fact she ironed his clothes to go cheat on her. That's
What she
still.
did. That's what she did.
Oh gosh, my thing is diseases. But okay, but one thing though you have to remember. I think one thing from that video, let's be realistic now. What she was trying to say was, okay, yes, my husband is doing this, but I have to figure out how to let peace reign in my home. And if
Hmm.
that's what he wanted to do,
And
then
it's
I'm gonna leave it.
sometimes you can get peace by leaving people who are toxic or not
No,
fruitful
but
for
the
you,
thing is though, so then
right?
just
So she's
be
trying to get peace in a chaotic environment. It's like me trying to get
that,
peace in
yeah,
Gaza right now.
that's exactly peace in a chaotic environment. That, yeah,
Or
that
no,
you
no,
said
but
it.
or you can leave that environment and go somewhere so you can be treated better.
To do what?
What do you mean? So stay with somebody who's cheating on you, who tell you have no value?
I'm
What do you mean
sorry.
to do what? There's a lot more you could do than to stick with somebody like that.
So what are you gonna be single and alone?
So what's wrong with being single alone? You're gonna be with somebody who
And then
cheats on you?
you'll be dating like 100 guys?
Okay, okay. Now that brings me to the next thing
I
that
would
she
rather date
said.
100 guys than to be stuck in a marriage with somebody cheating on me and calling me out my name.
But listen, I
Dude,
mean,
I
I
think.
won't
I
lie,
mean,
like
I'm fine. Like you can move mountains as a single person. People have been doing it before. You came in this world single, you're gonna die alone single. Don't stay in nothing just because
Okay,
someone's
you was
telling you to
born
be
by
married.
yourself.
You're
You
gonna
was
be
born by
God, you're
yourself.
gonna die by yourself.
but
Okay?
didn't
Come
they
on.
say for
Okay,
marriage is for better or worse?
And nobody said worse means you
that's
gotta
what they
stick with
said.
something that you
Then
gotta
that's what
stay
they
here.
said?
That's what they
Now
said.
where did it say that you gotta stick with a man who told you that you ain't got no value and
Right
I'm gonna
there, for
cheat on
better or
you?
worse.
That's not worse.
Yeah,
Is it better or worse?
Well, let me
Give
tell
me
you,
that's
a
what
that's
it
why I'm out
guy.
of
said.
mine. Because
Did
I
you not?
don't.
You didn't say
Because
that in your
I
vows
they no worse.
for richer or
You
poor.
want to know what I did for
For
my wedding?
richer or richer.
Oh,
I don't even think we did that. All I was doing half the time was dancing when I was at my courtyard, my the courts. I was like, I'm getting married.
That's what I say.
Anyway, sorry. Let's go back.
have
I don't.
was I the only one who took this serious?
No, I took it serious, but I was dancing while.
You're a mess.
Mind you, it was hot outside. So, but you have to understand too, though. Think about it. Okay, so I think this is. I'm thinking now about the mentality of some women and why she did what she did, and maybe she's thinking, okay, if I leave this man, I won't find. I may not find something better, or if I leave this man, it's going to take me a long time to find somebody, and I really want somebody in my life. You know.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, and that's where I think, again, you just said, like, are you going to leave a marriage? Are you going to leave your marriage to be single? And that's what the issue is that we're telling women that they have no value unless they're in a marriage, right? And so they
No,
then have to stick and be stuck. And then, so then they're staying in abusive relationships because then society has told them they are lesser value because they're no longer in a marriage anymore.
but listen to me. I will just say this. I took my vow seriously, right? I took my
Mhm.
vow
That's so,
seriously,
and you
and
can
I
take
know
it
my
about
husband took his
seriously.
vow seriously. And the thing is, if you're going through a rough patch, you suck it up and you try to figure out.
It's a difference between a rough patch than abuse and someone cheating on you. That's two different things. We're not talking rough patches. It's like we're having
But
communication
a lot of
issues.
people
We're
have.
having some financial issues. Yes.
What are we
And
talking about here? Because a lot of people get cheated on and they stay in the
who
marriage.
did? Who is a lot of people get
Sure
cheated
do.
on?
Okay.
Sure
Oh,
do.
okay. Sorry.
Who's a lot of people get
People.
cheated on?
Let me,
Okay.
some
People
people.
do it every day,
Whoa.
Mary. People do it every day.
Every
Not a lot of women,
day.
not everyone, all, a lot of women are not like you, Mary,
It's
who
not even
see
hurt. Like
something.
she's definitely doing it from
It's
a
just
different perspective, you
women
know?
do that. They
Yeah.
see it. It
And men
doesn't
do
stop
too. There
them.
are men who have stayed who
Cheating
are
does
who,
not stop
and
doesn't
and
stop
that's their
Exactly.
anything.
decision if that's what they
Even
want
though
to
it
do.
gives them a pass to go on and do what they need to do,
I don't think
cheating
it
does
bad.
not stop them. They are willing to overlook what has been done and forgive
And let
and
me
love
tell
the
you,
person
these are the
on.
women that I see in
Some women
my
are like, I love you, I forgive you,
therapy
but I
session.
won't tolerate cheating.
And there are some people, and let me tell you, there's not many men who would stay with women who have cheated, and they have said that. Like men are like, oh, I'm not gonna stay with a woman who she cheats on me, but women are like, oh no, I'm gonna stick in my marriage. I'm gonna stick down with my man. I'm gonna hold him down. But let me ask you, if you go cheat, how much is your man gonna stay with you? I would let's test this unconditional
Okay,
love.
so now I have seen questions about that part, that one right there, where it says you stick it out. Because I think for some men, it's more men love respect.
And women, you don't want respect either?
No, we want respect, but men really respect is a huge thing.
And so respect
Huge.
is not as important to us?
And no, it's important, but okay, let's be realistic here. What's very important? What's the top 2 things or 3 things
In
women look
marriage?
for in a marriage?
Respect and communication.
Loyalty.
Yes.
No, loyalty
Yeah,
is
I
one of
was
the
just
big
about to say
ones.
those two things, what she said, and loyalty.
I love
Respect,
you.
Loyalty,
communication, and
But how
loyalty.
can
communication.
somebody be loyal to you if they are going behind your
Respect,
back and cheating on
communication,
you?
and
So
loyalty.
that is
That's
a
what
part
I
of
feel.
loyalty. Has a lot to do with respect because
But
they're not
okay,
loyal to you if they're going behind you and knowing this is going to break your heart.
what's the top
If they're, but
what's the top
that's the
one
thing.
for
That's
the
part of
men?
loyal. Women
What's the
what?
top
Oh,
thing
we
one for
gotta
men?
we got because of love. That's why women get hurt, right?
But women want love. It says,
It's
men,
about the
love
emotions,
your wife. It's in the
and that's why
Bible.
we
What are
get
we
hurt all
Preach,
saying?
the time.
preach,
It's there. Like, I know
Where
that
is the
I know you're going
homegirl
from a
that says,
different perspective so that because we can't all be agreeing on something. And
And then
honestly,
not
no
only it
offense, when
says
I hear
love your wife, and
it says
also
love your
love
wife.
your wife as you love the church.
The
mm-hmm.
So you
church.
already,
I don't know about
because you
that
all
part, but
come
yes.
on. I mean, if you want to pull out the scripture, come on, because you not only are you going to love me, but you also need to love me like you love the love of Christ. And if you're going to disrespect Christ, then that's how I know that's how you're not going to love me. If you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna disrespect your family, disrespect your family is the first ministry that's given to you through God.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna disrespect him and then disrespect me, then I know you can't love me. You can't lead me nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And men want respect.
Okay, then,
And
but to
men want
and
respect.
you need to
That's
respect the other people in
Right,
your
and you
life
need to
too.
respect me. So it
Yes.
takes respect to
But we're
girl.
keep
not gonna sit
respect,
there and
and
let
I
you disrespect
respect
me, and I'm gonna continue to respect you. That's not how this works. And this is how women
it.
get
Don't work.
caught in situations when they're in loveless marriages and they're just raising children and they're just in partnerships. They're not even in like relationships where they love each other anymore,
Mm.
right? Because you allowed yourself, you do because you stayed. You allow yourself to be disrespected and run all over just to keep a man,
Then what
and
do you
he's
do
like,
then? So what do you do? Okay, let's be realistic here. Because if you are telling me from this video, she said this is not even me. This is what she said. She
mm,
had several people, women in the church, several of them say the
can you
same
be
thing to her at
surrounded?
different
Yes,
times to
yes.
stay in her marriage, whatever, to respect your husband, blah blah blah. So basically, that means they've gone through all these things. Period.
That doesn't mean that their marriages are
They
great.
stay. No one said
That
that.
man, let me tell you,
No one said the marriage is
their
great.
man can still be cheating on them. They just decide to stick it out.
Exactly. That's what it's saying. Stick it out. You gotta
Yes, so
find
stick
peace
it
in your
out and
marriage.
stick it out just so I can be married. What would be the purpose of being married then? What am I getting out of marriage? My man has told me I have no value. I'm gonna sleep with other women because I mean I love you, but I love these other women. I love the street more. What exactly am I getting out of marriage then? I mean, everybody don't see my
Yes,
man thing. Everybody not my man thing.
I agree with the comment
Yeah.
that's been posted here.
Oh, go
Um,
ahead.
let's not to say to disrespect women and to be mean to men too. No. But I believe if we had to choose one, women would choose love. I believe so. And men would choose respect.
Oh, not
Period.
this
That's
woman.
exactly what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying.
I
Yes,
Women will only.
yes.
choose
So not
That's why.
to disrespect
what
them,
I
to
want
be mean
first.
to men. I mean, we can be mean to
Okay,
them,
let's be
but
realistic, Mary. What is your top?
that's my favorite
What is
thing to
your
do as
top
a girl
two
is to be
things
mean.
From that I need from a
for
man.
for a man?
Um,
Communication.
Communication
Hmm.
and respect. I just told you.
No, you said I thought it was okay.
I
Communication.
didn't say love. Love was
Okay.
not on top of mine. And what did our
Okay.
homegirl Shira say, Aisha?
Go
She
ahead.
said, "Don't
Say
get
Mm.
it.
married for love. Do not get married for
Don't
love.
Yeah.
marry for
No.
Because
love.
broke people marry for love."
Broke
Broke
Mm-hmm.
people
people
get
marry for
married for
love.
love.
If
Mm-hmm.
you want to have something to last, you
What are we
need to
doing
make
in this
sure that
world?
you marry for money.
Money. That's what she
Wh-
said. All right.
You
What?
got your coin, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Sprinkle,
Because love it,
sprinkle.
because and maybe that's why a lot of marriages don't last anyway. Because
I think that's why.
we put so much on this idealistic, fantasized Disney version of romance and love and marriages. When most of the time marriages, you're not feeling like that. It's difficult. Marriages are challenging, and people want to leave right away because we're not being honest with them about marriage. It's not going to be this Hallmark movie every single day.
I never said it's a Hallmark movie.
It's not. It's not gonna be a Hallmark movie every day. Sadly.
And so, and if you look at some other cultures where they don't necessarily marry for love, they marry just for looking at bringing two families together, bringing two empires together. Love may come later on, right? If you're talking about arranged marriages, their marriages last a lot longer.
Who's the person that said broke people marry for love? Like, who is it? I love.
Shira. Shira 7.
We gotta show that video because ain't
She
no
teaches girls how
way.
to get you a
Sprinkle,
provider.
sprinkle.
She
That's my
Just
girl.
teaches girls how to be.
get you a provider. Get you a man who make good money. Mm-hmm.
Oh
She
my
basically
gosh.
do not want any girls dating a Dusty.
No,
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Is it okay? Let's share it so people can see this ridiculousness together. Because it's ridiculous. Like she really said that. Like, what is
Yeah.
wrong with all of us in this world?
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Sprinkle,
Okay,
sprinkle.
sprinkles. Okay, here goes. Let me share my screen so we can. This is this is.
She actually is not good dating advice, but if
Not
you
at
want
all.
it,
But if
Well,
you want,
clearly,
if you
but
want a good
you
man
here
who
need
make
goes.
good
confidence,
money, and you want to live that lifestyle, she is the
if you
perfect
need
person.
confidence, I feel like
Okay.
for women who need self esteem, listen to her.
Okay,
Listen
so
to
let's
her.
listen. Here goes.
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't hear
Good
nothing.
sound.
Oh, you can't hear?
No.
Oh man, it's so funny. Whenever I see people do that, I'm like, don't they see what they're doing before they? And I just did exactly the same thing.
Oh,
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
well,
Shira, she's something else. But
yeah.
struggle love is not what I desire to see my daughter go through. I know for sure. Um, I don't want her to go through it. I don't want her to feel like she has to go through it. I'm going to tell her as often as I can that she is loved, she is valued, she is
Oh,
important.
come on. Then why
Whenever
you
she
telling?
gets to
Then why are we
what?
encouraging other people to go through it?
Who?
What?
Who hurt some people?
Like I
Y'all.
always,
I'm not encouraging nobody to go through nothing.
Mm-mm.
you
We
guys.
need to start
Kelly
to, you
still is
know, when
already there.
you
I
get to
can't say
what
nothing.
I've been telling
Right.
y'all, she should have left. You want to talk
Yeah,
about
I
speaking
mean,
out?
I feel like she should have
Here
left
goes.
too, but what can we say? She's already in it.
She did it.
20 30 years, way past us. So she went through it. She was graced to do it. I think it's crazy, but
Well,
here
she
it
said
is
she
what
was
it is.
ready to
Very
do it.
crazy.
She gave herself a job that nobody else could do.
She said she was crazy?
No, she gave herself a job that nobody
Oh,
else could do.
yes, she did.
That man even want her to do that. You can tell
Okay.
her. Like he
You
honestly
can
want her.
tell. He didn't even,
All right.
right. He was like, what are you
Here
doing?
goes. Can you hear it?
Poor
Make
people
it
marry for
wide.
love, and
Make it
that's just so
wide.
true. Now, oh, I just got done visiting my mother, and we went out to her
Oh,
ranch, and now we're back. So, hey, and so I was coming back to do a video on why. Y'all see the title? I know y'all mad. I know them trolls are hating. Only poor people marry for love, and that's just so true. Now if you have money and love is an added bonus, great. But only poor people really just marry for that temporary and love feeling. You know what I mean?
Temporary. All right, we're done with that video. Thank you. Okay.
what? She didn't even get to the sprinkle sprinkle.
That's enough sprinkle right there. Poor people married for love. You guys, come on. And then she said that okay, you marry for money, and then if you find love, that's just a sprinkle on top.
Yes. She ain't never stood a girl wrong.
But let's be honest, a lot of
She's
people get
funny.
married young age, so and they don't have all that
No,
money.
a lot of people don't
Oh,
get married at young age.
okay. I keep
Majority of
saying a
people.
lot of people. Several people get when they get married young, early 20s.
Oh, it's several.
I know
Most
a
people.
lot of people, several people that have
Most
got
people.
married in their 20s,
Let's see that.
early 20s. What we
Yeah. I agree. Yes, you're
Doesn't mean
right.
that they're
Yeah. Yeah.
millionaires and they marry, so and they're still together to today.
That's, I mean, we can talk about like, but we
Oh my
know that
gosh.
the divorce rate is like
Okay.
50%, right? So majority of marriages don't last.
Okay.
Okay, so we can't talk about anecdotally. You may know a couple people that's great, but the statistics don't lie. Marriages suck in America. Stop married for love, married for money. Thank you, Shira. Pretty
No.
simple.
Me personally, money can come and go. Money can come and go. So okay, let's say
And
hypothetically
sure
you
does
married.
love.
No, but see the thing, no, love's a little different though. That's more of
No,
emotional.
love does come and go.
Yeah, it does come and go, but that's like a mindset emotional. Like, come on.
Yes, and I'd rather have some paper, something tangible.
I don't know. Okay. I think
Hmm.
now I understand the mindset of some people because
Okay.
it's just too much. I don't know.
All
I
right.
think the big thing is you have to just be careful before you get yourself into a marriage. Sum it
Oh
up.
yes.
You got to be careful. It's not, it's basically like a covenant, that you're putting
Mm.
yourself in when you get married. You're
It
putting yourself in
is.
a covenant. Let's not joke here like we don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I think we're definitely going to summarize, I should wrap things up right. But before we do, definitely going to, let's pull it up. So I think Aisha's going to remind us about our like and share.
Yes. Please like, share, and subscribe all about moments so that we can catch up and get to know you a little better and catch you at the next moment.
Okay. So as we're about to end the show, I guess my final comments would be love is a lot. Men like respect, women love love. And women just have to build their home. And unfortunately, fortunately, it is a little more harder for women, and they definitely have to figure out how to keep their marriage going and their home keeping together. So that's
Yes,
my
that's a good
final.
takeaway. That's a good takeaway. Thank you. My takeaway is, just never leave the house without makeup on. Just have mascara in your pocket when you're running to the market because you never know who is watching you. You got
Oh,
to
your
stay
next
on.
sugar daddy.
You got to stay on.
Sugar
You
daddy.
got to stay on.
Yes.
And
That's good
Mhm.
Jasmine
advice.
Sullivan taught us that. That
That's good
was
advice.
Jasmine
Good advice.
Sullivan. That wasn't me.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Mary?
My takeaway is that um, you have to, stay in something that is worthy for you, right? Stay in something that where someone's treating you right, treating you with respect, the relationship is reciprocated, there's communication, you guys are working as a partnership, whether it's for love, loyalty, trust, all those great big words, like it's about, being happy, right? And no, that means you're not gonna be happy and fulfilled every single day, but in general, are you happy? And surround yourself with friends and family that's gonna have your back and not have you in some dumb a stuff.
Yes, somebody who would tell you that's crazy.
And yes.
So
All
true.
right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll let you know when we have another live video. But definitely go to the channel to see our other episodes. Peace.
Bye.